And good evening, everybody. Welcome to what should be a very fun game. This from American Family Field, I believe is the name of the place. Am I right about that? Yeah, I was correct. Good guess. American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the Brewers, hosting the San Diego Padres. The last time these two teams faced off, Milwaukee took them. It was a 3-0 game with Zach Gallen picking up the win on the mound. Yoshinobu Yamamoto picked up the loss. Should be a fun one today. It will be that of Tyler Glasnow on the mound for Milwaukee. And it's unfortunate because I was kind of hoping that Glasnow was going to have a better season. You know, after the woes that he faced in Season 1, I was kind of hoping he was going to come back and, start to find a way in here with this Milwaukee side and really contribute to some of these wins that they could be putting together. And honestly, he hasn't been that impressive. I'm not going to lie. It's been slightly unfortunate to see. And what's also been unfortunate is this of Ha-Sung Kim, one of the hottest batters to start the season in the National League, and unfortunately it's only been such a backslide after that. He's batting 105 on the season. His 2 hits that he does have out of his 19 plate appearances have gone for both for RBI. But still, it's not exactly been the best go of it for Ha-Sung Kim, and hoping for at least himself today that this one will go better. As at least in the recent games, it kind of appears as if San Diego's been on a little bit of a backslide after having won pretty much all of their opening couple of games. I mean, the first loss of the season took place in Game 2 of Series 3. Prior to that, they were undefeated to begin the season. Now, I mean, it does kind of look like they are one of the more vulnerable teams in the league. It's a 2-1 count to Ha-Sung Kim from Tyler Glasnow. Curveball finds bottom of the middle. It's 2-2. Inside, count moves to full with Luis Robert Jr. on deck. First 5 batters in the order for Milwaukee, some of the weakest in the league. 4 of which below 200. That one hit right back up the middle. It's off of Glasnow's ankle. Thrown to first. Kim will be in there safely. That does go down as a base hit. You got to hope that Glasnow is okay after he took a rocket of a ball off the ankle. 77 mile an hour off the bat. That will hurt 9 times out of 10, and I think it has here. But Glasnow will remain on the mound. I just want to get a quick replay of that, as for what it's worth, that was a very dangerous play there. Just want to see where exactly that's hit him. Ball hit back up the middle. It looks like, that's his push leg, if anything. Comes back around and, it's actually off his back leg. It's going to be off his left foot there, which I guess is, I'm not going to say best case scenario out of that, but it's not actually hurt his push leg. That would be more detrimental. So that'll actually go down as the 3rd hit of the season for Ha-Sung Kim. Here's Luis Robert, who's batting 176 on the season at a 3 for 17. The 1-0, that one foul behind. So back to my point on this front half of the order for the Padres. Kim at a 150 now after that hit. Robert at the 176. Gunnar Henderson at the 176. Henderson actually at 5 RBI for what it's worth. At the 176 average. Strike 2 to Robert. Nathaniel Lowe at the 222. He is the only person out of the first 5 batters to be above 200, as Sean Murphy is the other of them. And he's at a 125. And the rest of the order doesn't look much better. Royce Lewis batting well. He's at a 333, 5 for 15. Chourio at a 250. Langford at a 181, and Arenado at a 142. So, I mean, again, San Diego, having won all those games at the beginning, now look as if one of the least scoring sides in the league, as Rivera's going to hit that one up to what appears to be slightly more shallow center. And that'll be the first out, as Kim doesn't take off for second. That'll drop Luis Robert to a 166. Here's a look at the rest of the order. As I've said, Gunnar Henderson coming up next. 5 RBI, leads the team, despite his only 176 average. Nathaniel Lowe rounds out the front 4. Sean Murphy, the catcher. Royce Lewis at third. Jackson Chourio in right. Left field belonging to Wyatt Langford and Nolan Arenado rounds out the order here for San Diego. And as I said, here is Gunnar Henderson. 1 out runner on first. As that one is hit clean back up the middle. And that one's going to get through for a base hit as Ha-Seong Kim gets to second. And Gunnar Henderson gets his 4th hit of the year. And it's over now to Nathaniel Lowe. That one's going to be popped directly into the air. That one should be the second out. The infield fly has been called. And as I've said, yeah, that is the second out. That drops Lowe to a 210. And that will bring up Sean Murphy, the catcher, 2 for 16 on the season so far. Swung on and missed. Fastball on the outside edge. Looked a bit ahead of it. Hit on the ground right side. That one's off the bag. Popped into the air. It will land, and that's surely going to result in a run scored. Maybe 2. As rounding third and headed for home is going to be nobody aside from Ha-Seong Kim. Sean Murphy is going to have an RBI double. What a weird way to pick up your second RBI of the season, your first extra base hit. As that one lined down to first, skies itself off the bag, and eventually is gobbled up there by the right fielder. It's a 1-0 game for San Diego. Here is Royce Lewis. Lewis batting 5 for 15, 333. He's doing well. Only just the 1 RBI for him on the season. But still, for what it's worth, that's a pretty good stat to have. And the curveball outside. That one in the dirt. Nobody will advance. Just a look at the standings in the National League. Marlins at the 5-3. After having lost not too long ago to Atlanta off a no-hitter from Shohei Ohtani. San Diego in second at a 5-2, +2 of the run differential. Hit on the ground left side. Diving play, can't come up with it. 1 run will score, and Royce Lewis is going to have, I believe, at least an RBI. It does still go down as well as a base hit. That'll put Royce Lewis at a 7 for 16 on the season. Just batting now below 500. And runners now at the corners with 2 out. And this is Jackson Chourio. 3 for 12. An extra base hit and an RBI to go with it. So San Diego at 5-2. Milwaukee 3-4, of course, +4 on run differential as well, as these are the 8th games being played for these two teams. That one hit in the air. Could it be caught on the line? That one's making its way back towards the wall, and Milwaukee continue to roll as Chourio will get 1 in, potentially even 2. The throw headed for home, sliding, and it's not going to be there. Lewis is thrown out at the bag, but Chourio gets himself at least an RBI with a double, and it's a 3-0 game for the Padres after 1. What a hot start here for San Diego, as Chourio gets his second RBI and his second extra base hit as well. And it's Max Fried on the mound for the Friars. That bumps Chourio up to 307 on the season. And leading off here for Milwaukee is going to be Bo Bichette. Bichette at a 3 for 19, a 157 his average. That one, a sinker, finds his own for strike 1. So Milwaukee looked to go even 500 ball at 4 for 4. Atlanta 2 for 6. And they currently bring up the bottom of the National League. As far as the American League is concerned, of course the Tigers playing the Blue Jays later tonight, but the Tigers stay at 5-1 for the time being. Boston at 5-2. Chicago 4-5. Toronto 2-4, and Seattle 2-5. Seems to be a lot more mediocre teams in the American League. A lot more competitive division. It's going to be interesting to see when we get to this past the All-Star break, when we start introducing some of the American League teams to the National League teams. We start getting some interleague play. We're going to start to get a real feeler on who the contenders are and who the pretenders are, as it's 2-2 to Bichette. Hit on the ground right side. It'll be gloved by the first baseman, and he'll tag the bag for the first out. And that'll put Bichette 3 for 20 on the season. Here's a look at the lineup for Milwaukee. Bryce Terang leads the league in stolen bases. Mookie Betts got his first hit of the season last time out. He's 1 for 16. Kyle Tucker batting cleanup. Josh Young at third. Christian Walker, Yordan Alvarez, Adley Rutschman, and Yandy Diaz round out the order for the Milwaukee Brewers, who are down here early, but have definitely found themselves some momentum in the recent games. So we'll hope to see some more of that continue here tonight. It is Bryce Terang batting 7 for 16, a .437 average, 2 RBI, 5 stolen base. Again, he leads the league in stolen bases. Leads his team in batting average as well, though a couple of batters in the 300s. Josh Young at a 4 for 13. Adley Rutschman at a 307. At 4 for 13. Also at 307.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Walker at a 4 for 12, batting 333. Lays down a bunt to the second baseman, Kim, and he's going to be safe at first. One of the very few, if not first ever, successful bunt attempts that have been laid down here in the league. And that's good for the first hit of the day for Milwaukee. That puts Terang at a .470 average.
1-0.
Up now is Mookie Betts, 1 for 16 on the season. And by the way, the one hit that he does have is good for an RBI. Fastball on the high and tight corner, 1-1. Terang being on first again leads the league in stolen bases. Here he goes again, taking off, and he is in there easily. 6th stolen base of the season for Bryce Terang. And he, again, leads the league and now handedly. And 2-1 to Mookie Betts. Kyle Tucker is the next batter. Hit in the air. That one is going to get through for a base hit, potentially even an RBI for Betts. As rounding third and headed for home is Terang. And Mookie Betts with his second hit of the season and his second RBI of the season. Good stuff for Milwaukee, who again went down early and now find themselves again with potential momentum. Kyle Tucker, the batter. Tucker at a 2 for 12, a 166 average. It's not been hot for him to start the campaign. Although does have 5 RBI and 2 home runs. The 2 hits that he does have actually going as home runs. What a stat that is. And the high fastball 2-0. Just a reminder, coming up next, we do have Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays from Rogers Centre in Toronto, Ontario.
No, that's low.
Fastball low. 3-0 the count with Josh Young on deck. Changeup, 3-1. Hit on the ground, that one's going to go foul. Comfortable play by the ball boy at first. Sinker low and away. Kyle Tucker will make his way to first. That'll move Betts to second. Josh Young at a 4 for 13, 307 average, 4 RBI on the season. He has been hot at the plate. The Brewers down by 2. Although, still a lot of baseball to be played. And let me tell you something, if there's something we know about this Milwaukee side, at least in the recent games, they can build some momentum. The 1-0 bottom edge fastball swung on and missed for strike 1. One and the fastball outside, 2-1. Hit on the ground right side, gloved by Kim, flipped to Henderson at short, thrown over to first, and that does retire the side on some good double play ball. But Mookie Betts, with his second hit of the season, good for his second RBI. Of course, it's still a mountain to climb here for the Brewers, but it's 3-1 Padres after one. Wyatt Langford stepping up now. Langford at 2 for 11. 181 on the season. Does have a pair of stolen bases. First offering from Glasnow, and it's a fastball kind of on the inside edge there. Goes 0-1. Yeah, not the best pitch there. I wouldn't have swung at it. Fouled behind and away. 0-2.
One ball, two
That
strikes.
one's going to be in the dirt there. That's some good smothering by Adley Rutschman. Hit on the ground left side, gloved by Young at third, thrown across the diamond to first, and a great throw and a great play. Ends up with the first out. And here now is Nolan Arenado, the designated hitter. Arenado at a 142 this season. Player which was definitely a staple of the Cardinals team last season. That one doesn't go as a strike according to the home plate umpire. Nobody on, one out. High fastball, 1-1. As it is a beautiful night here from American Family Ballpark in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Slider on the inside edge goes 1-2. That one hit in the air to the right side. Back towards the wall is Betts, and he does make the grab for the second out. That one was a difficult catch to make. Kind of over his shoulder. That'll bring up the top of the order, Ha-Sung Kim. Remember, Kim had the leadoff single after having clobbered the leg of Glasnow on the mound with the ground ball directly at him. Bit lucky that it was only 77 mile an hour off the bat. That one could have definitely hurt if it was hit any harder. I'm assuming maybe now that Glasnow can, begin to find a rhythm again after having been hit. Even just one knock like that for a pitcher can really alter the way that he throws a ball. 1-1 to Kim and the slider outside. Fastball, 2-2. Nope, that just won't be happening. I'm sorry. At this rate, it's just not going to happen, Glasnow, for Cy Young. It's just, nah, sorry. I mean, you never know. Back half of the season after going past the All-Star break, I mean, hell, why couldn't it? That's a good strikeout there. So a 1-2-3 inning there defensively for Glasnow and the Brewers. They're still down 3-1. And so that'll bring up Christian Walker. Walker batting .333 on the season, 4 for 12. Has an RBI and a double. Nothing else much to talk of on the season for Mr. Walker. He'll swing through that curveball 1-1. Ed Drummond is the home plate umpire. Haven't had too much to complain about from him yet. The 1-1 and the sinker low and away. Swung through it and missed 1-2. Fastball outside, 2-2. Batting next is going to be Yordan Alvarez, the man who currently finds himself at a 1 for 13 on the season. That one low and inside on the curveball, full count. And that one's going to be a walk issued to Christian Walker as he makes his way to first. Second walk of the game allowed for Fried. That now does bring up Yordan Alvarez. Curveball hit on the ground right side, into the glove, 3-6-1. Double play. Well, I tell you what, sometimes when you pitch to contact with these batters that are known to be in a slump, it actually works out really well, and that's definitely an instance of that happening, as, you know, everything went according to plan there for Fried. And that'll bring up Adley Rutschman now with 2 outs. Rutschman had a 4 for 13, a 307 on the season. Has an RBI off of 1 home run. That one hit in the air to the left side. Quickly over to it was Wyatt Langford, and that does retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for both sides. It was a quick second. Well, that's not true. Is it 1 runner allowed in that inning? 3-1 Padres after 2. And entering the game is Jared Koenig. Early exit for Tyler Glasnow. Why? Why did this game choose to hurt people like this? Luis Robert Jr. up to bat. I mean, the Brewers still down by 2. Cabrera is in the bullpen up and moving around for the Brewers. It's not even like Glasnow was high in the pitch count, really. That one hit in the air, smacked really well, but foul. 0-2 to Robert.
Ball.
And the cutter high and tight.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
Hit on the ground. That one's going to make its way to short. Gloved, thrown over by Bichette. And that's going to be the first out. And this is now going to be Gunnar Henderson. 4 for 18, 222 on the season. Does have a single today. 5 RBI on the season. Does still lead the Padres.
Nope.
And the sinker's going to go low. It's 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike. Nope.
Curveball. Apparently that one doesn't find the zone, according to Drummond. 2-1. That one foul. Hit in the air to the left side. This one should go easily for Alvarez into the glove, and it will. Second out. Now over to Nathaniel Lowe, batting .210, as we said. Does have himself 0 for 1 today. Swung on and missed for strike 1.
0-1's the count.
That one smacked into the air to the right side. That one is going to be back at the wall, and that one is gone. Nathaniel Lowe. What a shot for him. 2 RBI on the season for him. That's his first home run. And this is a 4-1 ball game. And the American Family Field crowd is stunned into silence as he is absolutely clobbered that one. Of course, it didn't go that far over the fence, but just the sound of it off the bat knew that that one was going to be trouble for the defenders, and it absolutely was. It's 4-1 Padres. Sean Murphy stepping up, 1 for 1 on today. Murphy with an RBI double in the first inning, one of only 3 hits he's had this season. Here's the 1-0.
That's a ball.
Sinker low and inside. 4-1 San
2
Diego.
balls, no strike.
At this rate, they will become, once again, top of the National League on run differential, should this result hold. Sinker goes 2-1.
2-1.
Murphy, that one foul. Two and two, the sinker's going to go a low middle, and Sean Murphy will be retired on that one. But Nathaniel Lowe, his first home run of the season, and it is a 4-1 ball game. And it's now Yandy Diaz. His first attempt of the day, 3 for 11 on the season, 3 RBI. Diaz, one of the best hitters for bases kind of this season. Doesn't really hit for power, only has 1 extra base hit on the season. But anytime you need him to get a base hit, he is one of the guys you want up there at the plate. That'd be a good start here for Milwaukee. Hit on the ground left side. Henderson gloves. Derek Jeter type of throw across the diamond. What a play. Fantastic from Gunnar Henderson. Look at this. Wow. That'll bring up top of the order Bo Bichette. 0 for 1 in today's game. 3 for 20 across the season. Was the designated hitter for Milwaukee last season. Now finds himself as the shortstop for the Brew Crew. Does look really weird without his hair. Hit on the ground right side. That one is foul by the slimmest of margin. And the count moves 1-1. Curveball hit on the ground very well left side. That's a base hit for Bo Bichette. That brings up Bryce Terang. Terang batting .470 on the season. 8 for 17. Let's see what happens here. Not to mention that, but with 6 stolen bases, as we said, has one today. The 0-1 is a sinker low, 1-1 the count, as this will be the 40th offering of the game from Fried. Checks over to first, the throw is high, and Bichette is back in time. One, that one hit in the air. If it finds the corner, that'll score, but no, it's going to go foul. 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and it's a very rare strikeout for Bryce Terang. Moves him 8 for 18 on the season. That brings up now Mookie Betts. Betts has himself an RBI on today's game. 1 for 1. Good curveball from Fried. A little surprised Betts didn't have a swing. RBI single in the first inning. No longer has himself in contention for the wooden spoon as far as the National League. Curveball hit in the air well, but foul. Another curveball, that time inside. 3 consecutive curveball thrown there from Fried. 45th offering for him. That one foul behind. One and two, that'll back him off the plate. Two and two to Betts. Curveball fouled behind. Fried is liking his curveball right now, but you got to be careful. I think an experienced hitter like Betts will know how to find it and hit it.
count.
Throw a sinker outside. Count moves to full with Kyle Tucker on deck. Tucker was walked earlier on. And the fastball outside. Betts will make his way to first. Runners now on first and second with 2 outs. It's Kyle Tucker. Tucker with 5 RBI on the season, 2 home run. One of the best power hitters on this team. Definitely in the running to lead RBI in the National League, along with Gunnar Henderson as well as Manny Machado, and of course the leader as well, Jazz Chisholm with 7. 1-1 the count. That one's going to be in the dirt. The runners will take off, thrown to third. Terrible decision by Bo Bichette, and that retires the side. After 3, it's 4-1 Padres. And it's Edward Cabrera stepping up now for the Brewers. And in the box will be Royce Lewis. Lewis at a .437 average. Foul. Top of the 4th now. Padres lead this one 4-1. Hit in the air, but it does trickle foul. That one hit on the ground directly up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Royce Lewis. 8 for 17 on the season. Jackson Chourio stepping up now. .470 average for Royce Lewis. Runner on first, nobody out. Chourio 1 for 1 today. Had that RBI double in the first inning. Change up outside. Yeah. 2-0, the fastball, bottom edge, goes 2-1 according to Ed Drummond. And slider outside, 3-1. 3-1 count with Wyatt Langford on deck. Chourio, change up outside, and that will allow Chourio to take first. Runners now on first and second with nobody out. Wyatt Langford grounded out in the first inning. I think he'd like to avoid double play ball here at least. You know, even if Nolan Arenado comes up next at bat with 1 out and 2 runners on, he may be able to work something with that. Anything hit on the ground could be difficult. Hit in the air, better hope it gets down. Change up according to Ed Drummond is low. 2-0 the count now. Fastball. Just shy of the middle, 2-1. Hit on the ground directly up the middle, and that was probably best case scenario for Wyatt Langford. Throw headed to home, and it's not going to be in time. Langford has himself an RBI single. First RBI of the season for Wyatt Langford. And that brings up Nolan Arenado, still 2 runners aboard and nobody out. Five to 1 the score. First offering is a fastball. Just outside of the middle, but it does go still strike 1. And the changeup goes 0-2. Following Arenado is Ha-Seong Kim. Kim, Robert, Henderson, the next three following Arenado, due up for the Padres. Curveball inside.
2 strikes. That's a ball.
Fastball low. Count moves 2-2. That one popped into the air right side. That may advance the runner from second. He'll fly out to Betts. Let's see if the runner takes off, and he does. Well, a productive out there from Arenado. That sort of thing, it's going to sting knowing that you didn't get on base. However, at least moving that runner 90 feet away from home, and with still only just the one out, that's, I think you'll accept that. Ha-Seong Kim, he's 1 for 2. That one foul. Kim already with 2 RBI on the season. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Nobody takes off. The 1-1. Hit on the ground left side. That one's going to beat the shift. And Ha-Seong Kim has himself at least an RBI single. Yes, he does. Runners will remain at the corners. Ha-Seong Kim puts in another RBI here. Luis Robert stepping up now, and it's 6-1. And this will be the end of the day for Cabrera, rightfully so. That'll bring up Aaron Ashby, who... Yeah, he's down by 5 this late in the game. I don't think it's quite going to matter. 1 out, Luis Robert Jr. stepping up. And the changeup low and inside. You know, we kind of dissed San Diego quite a lot, saying how they were one of the fewest scoring teams in the league. Well, if they can put this kind of performance together each day, that team could win the World Series. Curveball finds his own 1-1. Following Robert is Henderson. Outside, hit on the ground, gloved, thrown to short, back over to first. That does retire the side. But what an inning for the Padres. 6-1 heading into the bottom of the 4th. And stepping up now is going to be Kyle Tucker. Tucker singled in the 3rd inning. Foul. Hit on the ground, right side, also foul.
One ball.
And the fastball is going to go high, 1-2.
Ball.
Inside. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Josh Young stepping up now. 285 on the season, 4 for 14, 4 RBI. He is 0 for 1 today.
Nope.
Curveball outside.
Aye.
Fastball goes for strike 1. Inside foul. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 3, and Young goes down swinging.
The first baseman, number 8.
Here's Christian Walker. skied into the air to the right side. That should be the easy third out. Heading in now to the top of the fifth, still 6-1 Padres. Gunnar Henderson, Nathaniel Lowe, and Sean Murphy. Henderson 1 for 2 in today's game with a single, his fourth hit of the season, and a 4 for 19. That one goes for strike one. Sinker outside. The 1-1. Inside. The 2-1. Hit on the ground, right side, into the glove of Walker at first. And that'll be the first out. Nathaniel Lowe, who homered earlier on in this one. Batting .250 on the season. Hit on the ground, right side as well to Walker, and he'll take that himself again. Over to the bag for the second out. And now here's Sean Murphy. Murphy had a RBI double earlier on in today's game, batting 3 for 18.
Ball.
A sinker on the bottom edge, according to Ed Drummond low, so that goes as ball one. That'll be ball two. Hit in the air. That one could be trouble for the center fielder of Kyle Tucker at the warning track, and he does turn around to be able to make the catch, and that does retire the side. 1-2-3 inning in the fifth. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Brewers still down by 5. Yordan Alvarez, Adley Rutschman, Yandy Diaz. The next three due up here. Yordan Alvarez, 0 for 1 today, has 1 hit on the season.
Outside, that's a ball.
Here's the 1-0. Fried with a great game today. 2-0 the count.
No strike.
Fried could be sneakily making his way to a Cy Young candidacy here. Fastball, according to Drummond, on the plate for strike one. That one looked a bit inside to me. Just nicks the inside edge, and that's enough for Drummond to call the strike. Alvarez swings and misses 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swung through and missed for strike 3. And it's a 1 for 15 on the season for Yordan Alvarez. Here now is Adley Rutschman. Rutschman's 0 for 1 today. Check swing. Drummond's going to ring him up for strike 1.
The count.
Strike 2. Talk about the momentum that Milwaukee was putting together. They'll have to go into Series 5 visiting the Miami Marlins as Atlanta visits San Diego. Toronto will visit Boston. Seattle will visit Detroit, as it'll be the Chicago White Sox with the bye week. 0-2.
Nope.
Curveball inside, 1-2. That one foul. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Rutschman will go down swinging, and the Brewers are down to their last out.
Now batter, the designated hitter,
Yandy Diaz stepping up now. Diaz batting .250. Let's see if it's worth something here. He's 0 for 1 today.
Ball, that's out. Two and 0.
Fastball low, 2-0 the count. Two and 1 to Diaz.
That's ball
Fastball high, 3-1 the count now, with Bo Bichette on deck.
One strike.
Hit right back up the middle, and Yandy Diaz is going to have himself a base hit, his 4th of the season. And again, if ever you need a base hit, this is the guy you want doing it. Of course, it's slightly meaningful, this one. That'll bump him up to a .307 average on the season. And a runner on first with now Bo Bichette stepping up.
Hey. Hey, 2.
That one finds the zone 0-2.
All one.
Outside. That one's going to be in the dirt. That one outside. Count moves to full. That one popped into the air to the right side. Chorio does not get there. That'll move Diaz over to, well, he'll actually stay at second, oddly enough. Runners on first and second now. Bryce Terang coming up now. Terang 1 for 2 in today's game. Here's the first offering. Curveball hit on the ground left side. This one should do it. And it in fact does. Well, San Diego looks and successfully kills the momentum of the Milwaukee Brewers while looking to regain some momentum of their own. Max Fried will take the win. Tyler Glasnow with the loss. And we'll hand it over to Boog Shambi and Chris Singleton for Detroit at Toronto.
And people have joked over the years, Great American Small Park instead of ballpark because of the way that the ball flies. For the pitchers, got to keep the ball down, see if you can get it on the ground. Otherwise, you'll be asking.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. A great night for baseball ahead on the show. It's the Detroit Tigers and the Toronto Blue Jays. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Just about set. Towing the slab in today's game, Logan Webb.
Very solid starters, able to repeat his mechanics on a consistent basis, which allows him to move through a lineup and get deep into a ball game.
Yeah, the batter now, Tommy Edman.
Tonight for Detroit, the second baseman, Tommy Edman.
And that is downstairs. And this one is off and running. This one lifted in the air, left field. Suzuki pulls it down, and a quick out, number one. Let's take a check of the Tigers lineup. They're dealing with a sinker specialist on the mound, which can be a big-time challenge when he's right and working mostly from the knees down.
Well, I think the approach you take is really try to lay off of those pitches down in the zone until he gets some called strikes and then forces you to go after that pitch. Until then, make him elevated, because guys that throw those sinkers, those two-seamers, really hard for them to be effective up in the zone. Those are pitches you can hammer.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance. And it hits the fence. And into second with one away. That's a double.
Waste no time there. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
One out, runner at second. And now Matt Olson up to hit. Knee high, that's in for a strike.
He's clearly out there throwing pitches in this situation. First base is open. He walks him. No big deal.
In the dirt, and it scoots away. So a wild pitch allows the runner to advance.
Well, he's got nobody to blame but himself. With one out, a runner on third can come home all sorts of ways now. That's why, as a pitcher, you have to execute pitches even better when there are runners on base.
Soto stands at third with one gone of the inning. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Certainly a strikeout situation right there. The infield playing back, and this pitcher has to step up and get the swing and miss. Really nice job of attacking the hitter at the plate. Pretty big two-out at bat coming up now.
Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. And they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. 2 outs, runner on first. And now, Eugenio Suarez. In the first pitch, misses for ball 1. Suarez, a former All-Star, a member of the 1,000 hit club, and he was born in Venezuela. Kicks and fires. Going to count 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
That one the other way. He's got it. And that is out number 3. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now 1-0. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Rogers Center, today's starting pitcher, Garrett Cole.
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. Hit on the ground to short. McKinstry sends it across to first, and Witt is out. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays. And it's clear the most important job they have today is getting to the starting pitcher early and often.
No doubt about that. That's the best way to disrupt a game. But can they do it? Certainly something for us to pay attention to in this one, partner.
This is Bryson Stott. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
The fastball at the bottom of the zone can be very effective. Just got to keep it on the corners.
Check swing called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. That's
1 ball,
inside.
2 strikes. Ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. Throws it away. And this ball is going to wind up out of play.
Well, you can't give him 2 errors on that play, but that's pretty much what it looked like. Tried to stay with it after the bobble, and they might have pulled it off with a good throw, but it's very easy to rush the throw when you don't field it cleanly. A lot of times guys don't have a good grip on it, and I think that was the case right there.
1 out, runner at second. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This one in the dirt. And on the wild pitch, down to third, goes the tying run.
Even with a good secondary lead, sometimes it's hard to see just how far that ball's gotten away from the catcher, and if you can make it to third base pretty much standing up. Well, that time he seemed to have a pretty good read, gets to third safely, and now he's just 90 feet away from scoring.
Vladdy needs just 1 hit to reach 200 for the season. Late swing, fouled off. Next pitch misses way outside.
Pretty impressive the year he's put together. 200 hits doesn't happen by accident. And there are some years nobody reaches 200 at all. Props to him for getting this far.
Mike Trout in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Runner on at third, one gone. Rips one to right. He's got it. Runner tags for third. The throw in. And he's in there. A run comes in the play.
Man, he smoked that fastball. He's all over it. It's just frustrating when you can't get it to fall. Maybe next time up, they'll find a hole.
And now batting, Mike Trout.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
No ball.
Tied
One
up
strike.
here in the early going.
Cold night like tonight, last thing you want to do as a hitter is get jammed or even off the end. Trying to find that sweet spot on the bat. Tell you what, you're going to be trying to catch things out.
And that should be extra bases. And that's a double.
Great effort out there as he tries to reach and haul this one in, but just can't extend far enough. I think it started with a bad read off the bat, which led to a bad jump, bad angle, and that cost him right there. Extra bases.
Francisco Lindor to the plate now. Fans love him, but he's pretty popular with the players, too.
He certainly is, Boog. A player survey on MLB.com listed him as one of the friendliest infielders to chat with during a game. I'm sure he appreciates the recognition from his peers. As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Strike two.
The healthy cut. Tough pitch at 98, but a really good pass at the ball.
Hit in the air, left field. Green going after it. And that is the inning. So it's one run on 2 base hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. We move to the second in Toronto. All tied 1-1. Back now in Toronto. And up to the plate is Will Smith. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
1 ball, no strike.
Swing and a fly ball in the air out towards right center field. Nimmo brings it in with a nice running grab.
They trust him in center field because he's capable of making plays on the run, and we saw it right there. That's a player you want patrolling center field. Someone who can attack the ball off the bat.
Julio Rodriguez, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. The other way. The flip to the pitcher covering. Close play against the speedy runner. Here's Riley Green. That's off the mark, and that's ball 1.
1-0.
2 outs, base is empty. That one close, ruled a ball. And that's ball 2.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
Ground ball, left side. Slings it across. 3rd out. Down in order go the Tigers. Score remains tied 1-1. Bottom half of inning number 2. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Swings through that one for strike one.
0-1.
A swing and a miss as he chases way out of the zone.
Larry Bullard making the calls behind the plate for us in this one. Pretty good strike zone. Well reviewed by those we talked to around the league.
Yeah, he's an umpire. He doesn't get a lot of looks from players, maybe here and there once in a while, but he's appreciated back there.
That's 3.
Couldn't catch up to the heater.
Away, away, away. And clearly that was the plan right there. He just wasn't able to put it in play. And that should tell you something as a hitter. Sometimes you're a little too conscious of the inside pitch and you're not able to cover that outside part of the plate. So clearly some adjustments to be made next time.
Seiya Suzuki next up for the Blue Jays. Where'd that last pitch miss?
1 ball, no strikes.
One down, base is empty. Fastball is outside.
2-0.
Fastball for a strike. And he pumps it a strike.
Ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
That was a really nice pitch call for that put away slider right there. You look at the sequence in that at bat, and he hadn't thrown it yet, so this makes it really tough to recognize and fight off with 2 strikes. I'm sure it looked like a fastball all the way until it wasn't.
Here's a big power threat. Cal Raleigh. Not even close there. And that's ball 1. Two down, nobody on. And that one fouled off. Slider clips the zone.
Now just a cement mixer slider right there. It's a great pitch to hit if you can recognize it early and jump on it.
That one missed. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at bat alive.
Right side, hard hit. Edmonds slings to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays. Score remains deadlocked at 1. And welcome back to the ballpark. New inning getting started, and the batter will be the shortstop, Zach McKinstry. Webb back to work. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Out to short. Witt fires across the diamond. Leadoff man retired here in the 3rd. Here's a switch hitter, Tommy Edman. Fly to left his first time. Swing and a ball lifted in the air right field. He just missed it. Makes the grab, and there's 2 gone. Juan Soto now doubled in his first AB.
He's a big, strong guy, can untie this game with 1 swing.
And that one a little below the knees. Ball 1. outside with a breaking ball.
Looks like he's being a little cautious with him in this at bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to make another mistake.
The 2-1. That one fouled off. Two outs. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Fights it off. He'll see another. Two down, nobody on. Fastball right back to the mound. In plenty of time to first. They get the out on Soto. That's the third out. Tigers are shut down there. Still tied 1-1. Bottom of the inning. And now for the Jays, Brandon Nimmo. That one's upstairs, ball one.
This hitter loves attacking the first pitch, so not giving him something to hit is a good move.
Check swing. He went too far, and it's a strike.
2-2.
That one off the mark, and now it's 3-2. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. I'd call it a power curveball in the 80s. It's got so much spin on it, and you really don't have a lot of time to sit back and watch what it's going to do before you have to commit. It was a good one for the swinging strikeout.
Witt stands in now and watches strike one. Next offering upstairs. That's a little bit low. Next pitch, not close, up high. And that's ball four.
Take your base.
And he's a guy that will certainly think about stealing a bag or two. Not the kind of speed you want to put on base in a tie game.
Here's the second baseman, Bryson Stott. Reached on an infield single his first time. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
One ball.
In the dirt, blocked. And no movement on the bases. It's ball one. Witt leads off first with one away.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here. This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get one out first. It's going to be tough to get two with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Cole to check to first.
Now he's safe.
Good hitters count the 2-0. Rudder takes off. Swing and a high fly ball left field. 2 away.
Now back, first baseman,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now.
Picked up an RBI in his last at bat. Still their only run of the game so far. Well, with pretty good speed over there at first base, I think the pitcher's got to slow everything down. Hold the ball a little bit, step off, just try to break the rhythm.
There goes the runner. Pitch outside. And it's safe. It's a stolen base.
Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
Singy, the best way to catch this guy might be on replay.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the only way to catch him, Boog. I mean, you see that sprint speed on StatCast right there. It's elite, and just makes it very tough on the defense. A lot of pressure on those guys.
Runner at second, 2 down. Chopped left side. Sends it to first. And Guerrero is set down. Inning over. Blue Jays held in check. We played 3 full innings, and we're tied at 1. On to the 4th. Here's Matt Olson. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Here's the pitch to Olson. This to third. Fires over to Guerrero. And Olson is set down.
The batter, the first baseman, Freddie.
Here is Freddie Freeman. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. That's in there. 0-1. Movement in the Blue Jays bullpen. Jeff Hoffman, the veteran right-hander, appears to be loosening up. 1 out, bases empty. Next pitch is outside. Just missed.
You get to this part of the order. Yeah, there's some pop there, but more likely there's some base hits. So very important to be patient. Let the pitcher walk you if he will.
That one misses. 3-1 now.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
Swing, and he breaks his back. And a foul ball. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Got him looking. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
Really good battle right there. That final pitch probably could have gone either way. He was hoping he'd get ball 4. Instead, the umpire rings him up for the backwards take.
Hey, Eugenio Suarez up to hit now. He's 0 for 1. First pitch misses.
1 ball, no strike.
Just missed.
That's a ball.
Chases that one out of the zone. And the Tigers retired 1-2-3. Nothing doing for the offense that time. And midway in the 4th, all tied 1-1. And we're back. John Chambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Mike Trout. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Activity in the bullpen for Detroit. Lucas Erceg getting loose out there. Brisky also throwing. Got it started a little too early. Strike one. That one is absolutely belted. And it one-hops the wall. He's in with a double, and that's his second double of the night.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Put a really beautiful swing on that pitch right there. Just didn't quite have the combination of launch angle and exit velocity to drive it over the wall. But when you can beat a center fielder like that, you know you hit it well. A lot riding on this next at bat now as they look to take the lead at a critical point in this one.
New pitcher on now, Lucas Erceg.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
So the go-ahead run is into scoring position. And now it's Frankie Lindor. Fly to left his first time. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike. That one in triple digits.
Well, we call that keyhole. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
High fly ball out towards left field. That's back there. Adios, pelota. And they add a couple more. It's 3-1. Listen to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. No matter how this outing ends, that pitch is going to haunt him for a while. An 0-2 mistake. That's supposed to be a pitch out of the zone. He left it in a spot that the hitter could do some damage with, and that's exactly what he did.
And now Teoscar Hernandez.
Struck out on just 3 pitches last time.
That one misses. And it's 1-0. Erceg measures 6 feet 2 inches, 215 pounds, and he was a second-round pick back in 2016. Next offering is in for a strike.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And there's a ball. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer.
Well, I've always said it's tough. An elevated fastball you see so well, hard to lay off of. Well, when you're talking about 100 miles per hour, chances of catching up are next to none. So you see that one just blown right by him. I think you're going to have to start a lot earlier if you're going to catch up to that speed.
Suzuki batting for the second time, and that's strike one. He is an absolute flamethrower, of course, and you don't have to watch very long, and the radar gun is lighting right up.
Well, you can see all the fans looking at the scoreboard after each pitch. I don't think you see it at the plate. You hear it go by.
Hammer, base hit.
Man, Boog, this guy's got a special eye for the fastball. He's just capable of taking away a big part of the pitcher's game.
Chris, it seems like more and more pitchers are training to up that velocity.
Yeah, and they're understanding efficiency as well, from mechanics, from biomechanics. These pitchers are paying attention. They're trying to get better, and they're trying to get an edge.
Location as well with the velocity. So many of these hard throwers are working up in the zone, at least in part, to combat the launch angle swing, right?
Yeah, and if you're effective with that pitch where you can throw it at the top of the zone as a strike that can be called, now you can start to elevate and try to get that swing and miss with 2 strikes.
High fly ball out to center field. Edman makes the grab for the second out.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. Went down on strikes his first time through. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Swing and a miss. That one at 1-0-1.
It might be time to choke up a little bit, get that front foot down early, maybe even just spread out. He's really late right now.
Suzuki off of first with 2 away. And it's fouled away. Fights that one away, still 1-2. Gets to it with a slide. And that's a great play for the out. The Jays get a pair on this homer. And this is now a 3-1 ball game. You're dialed into the show. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Jeff Hoffman.
And I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
Foul ball there.
Well, these Tigers just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
The 1-1 is fouled off. And a swing and a miss. And that's the first out.
Well, when you throw the same pitch back to back, that's how you want to do it. Set him up in the strike zone, then extend a little bit from there and see if you can get him to chase. Nicely done with the slider right there.
Rodriguez, batting with 1 down, takes a strike.
Pitching has been pretty dominant in this one, but you got to be careful, not working with too big a lead. They could get right back in this ball game if you're not careful.
The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike. And that's outside. Next offering is fouled back. Swings through it for the K. Just 1 out remaining for the Tigers.
This is definitely what a team likes to see out of their closer. Come in and just destroy all hope. First 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. See if he can strike out the side.
Hit on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit. And they have their first hit since the first inning. Zach McKinstry up now for the Tigers. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. In there for strike one. Tying run at the plate. And that one is inside ball one.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
And it is 2-1.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
That misses the zone. 3-1.
Big pitch coming right here. Last thing he wants to do is put the tying run on base, but he can't groove one either.
And the tying run is on base.
Pretty much the last thing you want from your bullpen arms are free passes, especially in spots like this. Make the team earn their way on.
And here comes Tommy Edman. 0 for 2 in this one. Fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-1.
There it was, a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike two.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
The Tigers down to their final strike. The 0-2 stays alive. 2 outs. Couple of base runners at first and second.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
In the dirt, and an excellent job keeping it right there. Just misses there.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Almost got him. Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. And that'll load the bases.
Oh, that sets up a really big at-bat in this game. These are the moments when everyone in the stadium gets really locked in.
Big situation, and here comes the big bat of Juan Soto. You gotta feel like there's a pretty good chance this game is gonna turn on one swing. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away.
2 walks in the inning already, and he just doesn't seem comfortable out there. Like he can find the right mechanics and then repeat them.
Green at third. McKinstry at second. Edman on at first with 2 down. Line drive. 1 runs in, and it's off the wall. A second scores as well. Tag out. They cut down the go-ahead run at the plate. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. They get 2 and draw even again. Home half of the 5th coming up. All tied up at 3 apiece. Back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Bo Brisky.
Now pitching for the Twins, number 4, Bo Brisky.
Back to the top of the order now. Now here's the leadoff man for the Blue Jays, Bobby Witt Jr. That's a bullet, but it goes foul.
It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
fouled off. He was late. And that skips into dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
This one in the air. Brings it in, and there's one down.
Now batting, the second baseman,
Bryson Stott next up for the Blue Jays. He is singled, and he is flied to left. First pitch misses.
1-0.
Comebacker to the mound. Tosses to first,
Yep,
and a
out.
couple of quick outs.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. next up for the Blue Jays. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. And that is the third out of the inning. Blue Jays go down in order. Score remains tied at 3.
now pitching.
We're back, and they make a change to start the 6th. The new pitcher, Jimmy Garcia. Runner in scoring position, no outs. And now it's Matt Olson's turn to hit. Man at second, nobody out. And Chris, certainly one of the things in his head is trying to get the runner over.
Yeah, the way that we see the game played today.
Oh, now this one's high and deep, way back there, on its way, gone. And they take the lead. It's 5-3. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one. And you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
Freddie Freeman will come up to hit. Right through there for a strike. Yeah, I think part of that goes into it's just so hard to come up with hits. In today's game, starters don't go deep, and so hitters are seeing multiple pitchers every night, and that makes it more challenging just to come up with a single. Next offering upstairs. Just missed. Movement in the bullpen. Eric Swanson appears to be getting loose. Nance getting cranked up as well. Nobody out with a pair of runs across in the frame here in extra innings.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
And a 2-2. Good eye right there.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Right side. Stop. Tosses to first. Now one gone in the top of the 6th.
Now batting, third baseman,
Eugenio Suarez up to the plate now. First offering misses badly for ball 1.
Clearly didn't come out of his hand the right way. Left that curveball way up.
And a breaking ball misses outside.
Well, he gave up the home run earlier in this inning, not pitching as aggressively here.
That pitch in for a strike. 2-1 now.
One strike.
Still only one out here in the inning. Next pitch is in the dirt. 3-2 now. Fouled off, and they'll do it again.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Swing and a miss. Chased it out of the zone. Raleigh down to first, and he'll be safe at first.
Well, you don't see it very often, but every once in a while a guy strikes out and still somehow ends up safe on first. And when it happens, you kind of scratch your head, but I guess sometimes a pitch is so nasty it makes everyone miss. Now they're going to have to get more than 3 outs in this inning.
The batter now will be Will Smith. Just off the inside edge. Pitch is in there, and the count 1-1. And the sweeper misses for a ball.
2-1.
Up and in, and that's ball 3.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you get a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Suarez over at first with 1 away. And he hits a ground ball right side. Stop. To second, there's one. And that's all they'll get. And now it's Julio Rodriguez. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. And that's in there for strike 1.
And I would say that most great defensive outfielders, it's kind of natural. There is some work that you can do to it to improve your game. But ultimately, you either have it or you don't.
2 runs across in the inning, and here in extra innings. And 1-2.
There's one guy that I can think about, Bird, who started as a third baseman, Alex Gordon, and then became an elite perennial Gold Glover out in left field for the Kansas City Royals. But he's a guy, when you watch him play, you would imagine that that's all he ever played in his life was the outfield.
2 outs. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3. But 2 runs for him, and they jump ahead. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's the Tigers 5 and the Blue Jays 3. We're back, and on the mound is the closer, Cade Smith.
Save opportunity for him right here, and he's there.
Here's Trout.
And things could change quickly here with 1 swing.
Misses outside. 1-0. Hit hard, should be extra bases. Headed for the plate. He'll score, and now the tying run is into scoring position. Well, he delivers in a huge spot right there.
Well, he's so dialed in, I don't think he even realizes how much pressure exists out there. Very easy swing, nice and relaxed. This is the type of approach you want to see guys take in this situation.
Now up to hit Francisco Lindor. He's already homered in this game. And that misses. Ball one.
Well, comfortable or not, these are the situations closers they seem to live for. I mean, you get into some hot water, a jam, tough spot, whatever you want to call it, but this is where they earn their keep.
Swing and a miss. And the count 1-1. Way high.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
So the tying run at second. That one in there across the letters.
As a hitter, you don't know what to expect here in the 3-2. If he'll throw a breaking ball 3-1, he'll do it again 3-2.
That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
Walks out of the bullpen can absolutely kill your momentum very quickly. They're in some hot water trying to protect this lead.
And here comes Teoscar Hernandez for a critical at bat. Who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. Trying to close out a 1-run lead. And the home team trying to pull it out. Oh, this one's blasted. High and deep. It's on its way. Out of here. Ball game. A laser to left. And they will walk it off in extra innings.
Hitting a walk-off homer is the kind of thing you dream about growing up. You're in the backyard, you're creating the most pressure-packed scenario, and what do? You come through with the big swing. Well, he was living a childhood moment right there. Nice swing of the bat, nice win for the team.
A 7-5 final score in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shambi saying so long.